Kia ora, everybody in New Zealand. Hello, it's Adam Hooper from Sperm Donation World. In 2015, I created Sperm Donation Australia, which was the first of my communities. I created it because I came across the idea of becoming a sperm donor, and it didn't sit too well with me donating to anonymously at a clinic to people that I didn't know who they were, didn't know for my own children's sake who they would be, that they could walk past them in the street and they would never know, and they wouldn't necessarily come forward and sign up to meet each other when they're older. So I found that that wasn't fair for my children that I had previously, so it didn't sit comfortable with me to donate at a clinic. So therefore, I created my own community, and there was never a spokesperson that went out there and broke down the stigmas or inspired other people to donate. And 7 years on, 2022, the community's booming. I have so many donors in Australia now that people can come in and they can fall pregnant really quick and have the baby, straight away. And the thing is, in New Zealand, the contrast is totally different. You hardly have any online donors, you hardly have any donors in general, and you are facing up to over 3 year waits now to be able to use a clinic. And for many people, that's not viable. A lot of people in their mid 30s, sign up and then they're not waiting till they're 40 to actually try to have a baby, where the eggs aren't as good anymore and the quality's down. And yeah, it's not good enough. So last year I explored coming over and I booked in and had everything pre-booked and set up schedules, shows, media, interviews, and very sadly, a couple of days out from flying out, there was a COVID case from New South Wales that went to New Zealand and it shut down all the borders. And I was completely devastated about that because so much work and effort went into it. And so almost a year later now, I've got a lot of tickets and credit that couldn't be refunded. So, it's that time that I have to come back and use it. But in that 1 year since I've gone, the message hasn't changed and the wait times have further increased. There's been less and less donors walking through the doors, and it's sad. It saddens me that, for something that can be so easy for some people to have children can be so hard for others. And a 3 or 4 year wait before you're holding a child isn't fair on anybody when you're ready, in not the near too distant future. So yeah, my message is to come over and do this all again. Last time there was a lot of media coverage that happened, and I had a lot of people contact me, uh, inquiring about using me as a donor. And a lot of people, I had a set roster. I was going to be in a camper van that I travel from the North Island to the South Island, and I'd be at different places, maybe no longer than one or 2 days in each area. And for a lot of people, this they weren't willing to travel, and that made it very easy for me to realise that their ambitions of being a parent wasn't as keen or thought out as other people that would really want to have a child. And for me, it's all about quality of the people that I help and people that have similar morals and values as of mine, to want to help. So ultimately, I was going to help less than a handful of people last time, which was fine by me because I'm a person that values quality over quantity. And that was that was fine. If I managed to help one family over in New Zealand have a child, or up to two, because the artificial insemination success rate is based on 20 to 25%, is the national or worldwide average. So if you're helping up to five families, you might be lucky and get two families that successfully had a baby from your help. And so two little babies in one country like that, isn't massive numbers. And I'm not really wanting to be a person that does massive numbers in each country or in small areas and such. But in saying that, I have a mothers group that on Facebook that they can all join, and everyone is aware of who each other are. So if they do come across each other in the street, they probably already know, well, they've probably already interacted and known each other, so they probably wave to each other and give each other a hug. So um, that's what I'm all about, because I don't want my children walking past anyone in the street and potentially being related. So I have these systems in place that are really important, and to lead by example for other donors to follow in doing these similar systems. Whereas at the clinic, you're the middleman and you're just as much in the dark as everyone else, and that's quite scary to be in that position. So that's why I believe in online donating. I believe in speaking to people, to be able to visualize them, see them, the way they talk, their mannerisms, their personality, the smile, and what sort of vibes they radiate off themselves. For me as a donor, I want to feel that child's going to go to a loving, good home. And I think as a recipient, you probably want to feel that the guy is doing it for the right intentions, and what's his motivations, and what happens when the child wants to reach out and talk to you, and are they going to be comfortable with you doing that based on the experience of already meeting you. Is when you don't know who they are, you don't know how they're going to react, you don't know their values and morals in life, and you could be completely disgusted, as some of these donor conceived people have found out later in life. And so, yeah, it's, picking a donor, I think, should be a really good experience for people. And you should go away feeling comfortable with your choice that you make at the end of the day. And, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and everyone's not my cup of tea. And that's the beauty of all this, is because there's always a different donor for everyone. And so I am looking at coming over as early as mid-July up to as late as mid-September. So I'm waiting on the rugby dates now to work out where exactly I'm going to be on the island. So spermdonationnz.com will have an updated list of where I'm going to be. Currently it has last year's roadmap of where I was going to be, but as the rugby dates come out, then I can therefore project what part of the island I'm going to be on. So what I need you to do, if you're interested in potentially having a conversation about using me, is firstly, we need to project what your ovulation cycle is going to be by using your apps, looking at July, August and September. And knowing those dates, then for your key peak dates, we're able to, work out if it's, you can get to where I am on the map, or if I'm going to be in your area. And we can see if it's feasible that there's potentially a chance of a donation to happen for you. So yeah, and we'll see if we connect. I also welcome anyone to have holidays and travel around with me. Bring a camper van or your camping stuff, and go follow me in a few destinations, and show me your town, show me your areas. I really value cultures and soaking up what each country has to offer, because if there is a child born from there, I want to be able to have a conversation with them where I can reflect on and have that mental vision of I've been there, and I can sort of know what environment they're growing up in as well. And so yeah, it's fascinating for me, all this as well. So I really want to inspire others to become donors. That's the main aim from this, and if I help a couple of people across the way, that's fine. There is going to be another American donor that is, well, quite popular or quite controversial, or there's a lot of people that love him and there's a lot of people that dislike him. We both donate to probably, I guess, different demographics. He's probably more of a numbers sort of guy, whereas I'm more of a quality over quantity sort of person. But that's fine, because we're all different. And so I'll meet him as well along the way, and I'll want to express some of my feelings and my angles of how I see the world of donating. And if I can pass on some of those hints and tips to me, to him, that would be, I think that'd be some good advice I can be able to pass on to people. I'm a person that doesn't tack anyone. My podcast, Sperm Donation World, almost 50 episodes now, has so many different ways of life and different views and outlooks. And I'm never a person that's attacking. I'm always a friendly, go-lucky sort of person that sits and listens and says my piece in such a diplomatic way. So yeah, my values in life is I like to live life as happy as possible. I like going on adventures, exploring. I'm very altruistic. I wanted to make positive changes in the world. I think my motivation for this is if I can look back on my life and say that I helped break down stigmas and taboo areas such as sperm donation. um, I think I'd be something I'd be quite proud of to achieve. And that's the sort of person, if you know looking for a donor and you value those similar morals and values, and you'd like that to potentially come out in your child, that's up to you to decide what, if that they align. So anyway, I could keep waffling on, but look, I'm coming to New Zealand, so get in contact with me if you wish to. That's fine if you don't. Everyone's different, so obviously I only want to help people that really align with what I'm about. So, and obviously I expect them and vice versa. So it's a two-way street. And yeah, but look, a lot of these people I've helped are friends for life, and we're very far away. So obviously, it's not you're not in any debt to me or have to update me in set amounts of times. There's no obligations to feel like I'm a third wheel to your relationship. For having a child, the child is yours. You go on the birth certificate. I'm not on the birth certificate. I don't make any parental decisions of religion, sports, schools, or anything like that. All I ask is you love them and you're going to give them a good home, and that's from my end, that's it. And so yeah, look, I will leave it there for now. And so yeah, thanks for listening. And yeah, if you like what you hear, let's chat. See ya.
We must get the precious. We must get it back. First, we must lead them to her. We lead them the tunnel. And when they go in, there's no coming out. The precious will be ours.
And little Hobbit will be born.